Hello and welcome to Dawlish Library Saturday story time once again. Nice to see you all tuning in. And this is another adventure about our good friend Bernard Bear. Say hello, Bernard. And this story is called Footsteps in the Forest. Bernard was sat at the kitchen table. He was doing his homework. His homework was all about leaves and trees and bushes and flowers. Bernard was a bit bored. "I've an idea," he said. "I could go for a walk in the forest, and instead of looking in books and on my computer, I could see all of the plants and leaves and flowers and trees for real. That's a good idea." Bernard went and asked his mum. "Yes," she said, "you can, but take a friend with you." So Bernard went out of the house. He went to see his friend Eddie. He knocked at the door. Eddie came to the door. Eddie was feeling bored as well. He'd been doing the same homework. "Rather than looking at our books, why don't we go for a walk in the forest?" "That's a good idea," said Eddie. So Eddie and Bernard went off for a walk in the forest. They walked all down the pathway and in between the trees. Bernard found some very interesting leaves. "Oh, that's exactly like the one in my book," he said. "I might take that home." Eddie managed to find a very strange looking flower. "Oh, doesn't smell, but I think I'll take that home for my collection." They walked on further, and soon Bernard found a great big pine cone. It was nearly as big as him. "Oh, that'll look really good for my project," and he put it in his bag. Sometimes later, as they carried on walking, they heard a noise, a sort of chirruping noise. "Sounds like a bird. It's coming from over there." They climbed through the bushes and looked down, and on the floor, by the base of a tree, was a little tiny baby bird. "You okay?" said Bernard. "No, I was high up in that tree, and I fell out the nest, and I landed here on the floor. And now, no matter how much I cheep, my mummy doesn't hear me." "Oh dear," said Bernard. "I know. I'm very good at climbing. I will climb the tree and find your mummy." So Bernard started to climb the tree. When he got a little bit way up, he came to a hole in the trunk of the tree. Maybe Mummy Bird lives there. So he knocked on the trunk. A squirrel poked his head out. "Hello, can I help you?" "Does Mummy Bird live here?" said Bernard. "No," said the squirrel. "Only me, and you're disturbing me. Sorry, I'll try somewhere else." Bernard climbed higher and higher and higher. He came to another hole in the tree. Once more, he knocked. There was a lot of commotion inside, and suddenly a bee buzzed out. "Bzzz." "Does Mummy Bird live here?" asked Bernard. "No," buzzed the bee. "Just me and all my family, and you're disturbing me. Sorry, I'll try somewhere else." Bernard carried on climbing. As he neared the top, a spider dropped down in front of him. "Excuse me, Mr. Spider, do you know where Mummy Bird is?" I think she's in a nest a little bit higher up." "Thank you." Bernard continued to climb. As he got to the top of the tree, he could see a branch going out in the distance. He crawled very carefully along the branch, and he came to the edge of the branch, and he saw a nest. He looked in the nest, but there was nothing there. No Mummy Bird, no baby bird brother and sisters, no eggs. Completely empty. "Oh dear," said Bernard. He started to make his way back down the tree. He eventually got to the bottom. Did you find them? Asked Baby Bird. No, I didn't, said Bernard. I don't know where they are. I know. I'll use my binoculars, said Eddie. He reached in his bag and got out a fancy pair of binoculars. He held them up to his eyes and he looked all around, but he couldn't see any birds at all. Can't you just fly around yourself and see if you can find them, said Bernard. No, said Baby Bird. I'm very, very young, and I fell out of the tree, and my mummy hasn't yet taught me how to fly. Oh dear. I know. Come home with us. So Bernard let the baby bird perch on his shoulder, and the boys went back to Bernard's house. We should get you something to eat, really, said Eddie. Do you like porridge? No, I don't eat porridge. What about cake? No, I don't eat cake. What do you eat? Asked Eddie. I eat worms. Worms? Ew. But Bernard went and got his dad's trowel. He went into the garden and dug and dug and dug. A little while later, as he dug down deeper, a worm appeared. Bernard grabbed it and took it to Baby Bird. Baby Bird was very hungry. He ate it very, very quickly. I'm thirsty now, he said. So Bernard once more perched Baby Bird up on his shoulder, and they went along to the water butt in the garden. Baby Bird had a nice long drink. What we really need to do now is teach you to fly, and then hopefully we can reunite you with your mummy and your brothers and sisters. Yes, but how? Asked Baby Bird. I know, we need to get you used to being up in the air. So first of all, we'll get my flying carpet. So Bernard went inside and got his flying carpet. He sat on it. Baby Bird sat in the middle, and Eddie sat on the front. All three of them flew high into the sky, looking down below. Oh, I don't like this much, said Bernard. Sorry, said the baby bear. Well, you better get used to it, said Bernard. Birds do a lot of flying. Bernard then flew the carpet back down to the ground. Right, I've got an idea. I'll go and get my kite, which he did. We'll attach the baby bird to my kite and we'll fly it up in the air. When you've got used to being up in the air, you need to take yourself off the kite, start flapping your wings, and you'll fly off into the air. What a good idea. So Bernard got his kite, Eddie ran and threw it in the air, and it took off, and it went higher and higher. Baby bird, wasn't entirely happy. After a little while, Bernard pulled the kite string so that Baby Bird came off of the kite. Baby Bird flapped his wings as hard as he could, but he wasn't flying. Suddenly, he started to fall towards the ground. Help! He shouted. Oh no, said Bernard. Bernard grabbed his granny's hat. He held it in his hands and he ran round the garden and he just managed to catch Baby Bird who landed whoop, in his granny's hat. I didn't like that at all. That was a very bad idea. I don't want to do that again, said Baby Bird. Well, we still need to get you into the air. Then Eddie had an idea. How about we use the trampoline? So they got the trampoline, they put it down, and Bernard and Baby Bird started jumping on the trampoline. Oh, when you get as high as you can, you need to flap your wings and you'll take off and soar into the sky, said Bernard. Now! Baby bird went up into the air. He flapped his wings as hard as he could, but he still wasn't flying, and soon he fell back down onto the trampoline and bounced. Oh, that didn't work either. I'm never going to learn to fly. Oh, we'll think of something else then, said Eddie. Eddie and Bernard sat for a while. They were thinking very hard about how they were going to help him to fly. We could make a seesaw, said Eddie. So Bernard went and found a tin, and he put a big piece of wood on top of the tin like a seesaw. They then put Baby Bird on one side of the seesaw, and Eddie and Bernard would run and jump on the other. So the end that Eddie and Bernard jumped on would go down, and the end the bird on would go in the air. And as it did so, if he flapped his wings, he might be able to fly. Bernard and Eddie ran and jumped on the end of the seesaw. Baby Bird once more went into the air, and he flapped and flapped for all he was worth. He flew a little bit, but then he soon dropped back down to the ground. Oh no, this is getting worse. It's going to be dark soon and I still can't fly. Got one more idea, said Bernard. And he went inside, went to the kitchen and looked in the cupboard. And he came out with a big green balloon. He started to blow it up. He blew it up as large as he could. And then gave it one more big breathful up. Right, said Bernard. What we need to do is, Baby Bird, hold on to the balloon. Because you're very light, when I let it go, the balloon will go into the air. And when you're feeling happy and confident, let go of the balloon, flap your wings, and you'll fly all around the air. Baby Bear wasn't so sure, but that's what they did. And Bernard let go of the balloon. The balloon went high up into the air, with the bird holding on to it. When should I let go? When you're feeling happy that you'll be able to fly, shouted Bernard. After a few minutes, Baby Bird was starting to feel a bit more hopeful, but suddenly the balloon came undone and went off on its own. Baby Bird disappeared, and so the balloon. Where've they gone? Oh no, said Bernard. We'll have to go and find them. So Bernard and Eddie got back on the flying carpet. They flew up into the air. They were looking everywhere they could, looking for the balloon. Eventually, Eddie pointed. The balloon had landed high up in a tree over in the meadow. Oh, we better go over there then, said Bernard. Bernard and Eddie flew the carpet to the top of the tree. When they arrived at the top of the tree, they were absolutely astounded, because there, in the top of the tree where the balloon had gone off and somersaulted and landed, was a nest. And inside the nest was Baby Bird. And just outside the nest, on the branch, keeping an eye on Baby Bird, was Baby Bird's mum, dad, and his brothers and sisters. Oh, that was a spot of luck, said Baby Bird. I let go of the balloon, it swung me all over the place, and I crashed into a tree. And the tree that I landed in was the new home that my mummy, daddy, and brothers and sisters are living in. Thank you ever so much for looking after me. My mummy will be able to show me how to fly now. Bernard and Eddie were very happy. Oh, I think we'll go home. They got back on the flying carpet and they flew back down to Bernard's house. It's been a very exciting day, said Bernard, but I'm quite hungry now. Would you like to stay for tea? He said to Eddie. It depends what we're having. It's okay, said Bernard. We won't be having worms. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for tuning in. Tune in again on Thursday for Bounce and Rhyme, and we'll have another story time next Saturday. Hope you all enjoyed that. Take care. Bye.